Hi, this is Morley and this is the M-Wire. Well folks, I'm going to talk about the volcano that is currently erupting on the island of La Palma in the Canary Islands. The purpose of this video is to essentially bring people up to speed that haven't really been following this from the beginning, so they know exactly how this got started, where we are now essentially with the eruption, and how it could affect other nations other than the Canary Islands and Spain, as well as what could potentially happen with the volcano on La Palma. So the actual volcano known as Cumbre Vieja has been erupting now for a week, but I'm going to first talk about exactly what led to the first fissure opening up on the island a week ago. Now, before the first eruption, there were a series of earthquakes that occurred over approximately a week and a half prior. Now, when I say a series of earthquakes, I'm talking approximately 20,000 earthquakes happened pretty much at the same coordinates within a week and a half. Now, granted, a lot of these earthquakes were very small. Some of them couldn't even be felt. As a matter of fact, most of them couldn't even be felt. They were usually 3.0 and below, but just the sheer volume of them told volcanologists that magma certainly is on the move underground on the island of La Palma. Scientists had been closely monitoring a buildup of underground magma in the La Palma for about a week before the eruption, detecting more than 20,000 earthquakes, most too small to be felt. That is known as an earthquake swarm and can indicate an approaching eruption. 3 days before the eruption, the Canary Islands Volcanology Institute reported that 11 million cubic meters, 388 million cubic feet of molten rock had been pushed into Cumbre Vieja. After the 4.2 magnitude earthquake, two fissures belched bright red magma into the air. The lava flowed in streams down the mountain slope. So essentially the 4.2 magnitude earthquake is what set things in motion as far as eruptions are concerned for Cumbre Vieja. So this is a 3D model of the island. Basically, imagine you're in a helicopter and you're looking at the island from the southwest. That's essentially the view you're seeing here. So you can see that the lava is clearly flowing towards the ocean. We're going to get into the dangers of that in just a minute, as well as the ramifications of neighboring countries and maybe even potentially the United States. How bad has the damage been? The close scientific monitoring meant that authorities were able to quickly evacuate people when the volcano erupted, and no casualties have been reported. But the damage to property, infrastructure, and farmland has been considerable. So far, the eruption has destroyed approximately 190 houses, that's been updated to over 300 by the way, and forced the evacuation of 6,000 people. The molten rock has also entombed banana groves, vineyards, and crops of avocado and papaya. Some irrigation networks have been lost, groundwater contaminations, and roads blocked. The rivers are now lava moving towards the island's more populated coast and the Atlantic Ocean, where they could cause new problems. So the damage is now approximately in the $500 million range, so we're close to basically $500 million in damage. There have been so many homes lost. Like I say, approximately 300 homes have just been consumed by the lava. And it certainly is quite a sight to watch these houses just be devoured by this lava. The best analogy I can give you folks is if you've ever seen the movie The Blob, that's basically what it looks like. This big mass of lava just comes and engulfs your house, and there's essentially nothing you can do to stop it. I mean, talk about the definition of feeling helpless. Just to give you an idea of the power of this volcano, folks, here's a short clip of an explosion that happened that created a shockwave that broke people's windows 3 to 4 kilometers away. That's some serious power right there for it to be able to blow out windows half a mile away. That's pretty incredible. Now I'm going to talk about the dangers at the moment as well as what could potentially happen in the future as far as the Cumbre Vieja is concerned. Now the ash and toxic gases have been moving north. It's been felt in European countries as well as obviously the mainland of Spain. There have been reports that people as far away as Germany can actually smell the sulfur dioxide that's been emitted to the air. Which brings me to my next point of what happens when, inevitably, at the current rate of eruption, when the lava actually reaches the ocean. When the lava reaches the Atlantic Ocean, it could cause explosions and produce clouds of toxic gas. Scientists monitoring the lava measured it at more than 1,000 degrees Celsius, more than 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit. In the island's last eruption in 1971, one person died after inhaling the gas emitted as the lava hit the water. Now, needless to say, that is going to greatly diminish the air quality for people that live hundreds, if not thousands of miles away. This is a very, very bad potential biohazard, if you will. Earthquakes on the island have continued rattling nervous residents. A new fissure opened late Monday after what the Canary Islands Volcanology Institute said was a 3.8 magnitude quake and has begun spewing more lava. Scientists say that more new lava vents and cracks in the earth could emerge, endangering new areas. Now, at the time of this video, that actually has happened. There are approximately now, I believe, 11 or 12, maybe even as high as 13 fissures now that are just spewing lava, and each new one that opens endangers even more property and more people. The volcano has been producing between 8,000 and 10,500 tons of sulfur dioxide a day. The Volcanology Institute said, sulfur dioxide is smelly and irritates the skin, eyes, nose, and throat. It can cause acid rain and air pollution. The eruption has also produced volcanic ash, which can cause respiratory problems. Authorities on La Palma told people in wide areas where the ash was falling to stay indoors with their doors and windows closed. Now I'm going to get into where we presently are with La Cumbre Vieja and La Palma and what may potentially happen in the future. So this is currently what's going on the island as of September 26, 2021. Eruptions from a volcano on the Spanish island of La Palma have intensified with a new vent opening up, releasing more lava. More than 400 homes have been destroyed so far. Ash and dust from the new fissure have forced the island's authorities to ground air travel until further notice. The fiery cauldron of Cumbre Vieja is spewing livid magma and clouds of ash. A week of eruptions has created a cone more than 100 meters high, which is now beginning to collapse under its own weight, unleashing a river of lava. Residents of La Palma can only watch and wonder what will come next. A new vent opened over the weekend. It's feared more homes may be swallowed by lava. Already hundreds of properties have been destroyed. Those evacuated days ago still cannot return to retrieve belongings. The island's banana plantations are also under threat. Airport workers clear a blanket of ash from the runway, although all flights have been suspended. Tourists are evacuating by sea, abandoning their holidays and sparing a thought for the locals who must stay behind. So that's currently where it's at. Once this cone collapses, there's just going to be new rivers of lava going who knows where, and this could be the catalyst that makes the lava reach the ocean. And as I said, folks, that will have dire consequences for neighboring nations, maybe even thousands of miles away. We don't know yet. There's a lot of variables involved in this, obviously with the weather and everything else. But folks, this is a very serious situation. I'm going to get into what may potentially happen with La Palma, but before I do, I want to make it abundantly clear that my conjecture on this is not meant to monger fear. These things are not imminent of happening, but they have an outside chance of happening, And that's the only reason that I'm going to discuss them here and now. So if we go back to our 3D model of La Palma, remember our perspective is from the southwest. Do you see that big mountain in the background there? Well, that's a volcano. That's the big volcano. If that goes off, folks, the effects of it will be nothing less than cataclysmic worldwide. How exactly, I don't know, but like I say, that's nowhere close to happening at this point. Now, another danger that could, and I did say could, affect the United States is if you see the southern region of La Palma there, south of where the volcano is erupting, that is an unstable landmass. That has a big fault line going through it, and the fault line has reached the ocean on the west coast of La Palma. Now, that landmass is approximately the size of Manhattan Island. Now, if due to more earthquakes, more eruptions, more seismic activity in general, that land broke off, there is a very strong potential that it could create a mega tsunami for the east coast of the United States of America. We're talking about a wall of water 100 feet high hitting virtually the entire east coast. Obviously, the Caribbean would just wreak devastation. It might not even still be there anymore if this happened. But like I say, folks, this is not imminent of happening. This is what could happen. And here's the thing. If it does happen, those on the eastern seaboard of the United States would have approximately 8 hours to get at least 50 miles from the east coast to safety. As I said, folks, I'm not saying this to monger fear. It's not imminent of happening, but this situation is now serious enough for a lot of parties worldwide that it needs to be monitored. I'm convinced that this volcano could potentially erupt for 3 weeks. It could erupt for another 3 months, and a lot of things can happen in there. The last time it erupted was 1971 and erupted for 3 weeks. However, there was an underwater volcano, sorry, the name escapes me right now, that was underwater, and it erupted for approximately 5 months in the Canary Islands there. So just having said that, that's certainly not a predictor of how long this volcano will erupt. That's merely history. History could repeat itself or perhaps not. So I just wanted to bring people up to speed, if you will. If you haven't been following this situation from the beginning, it does need monitoring, folks. I'm going to keep my eye on this situation. It has a lot of world communities certainly concerned. They're starting to feel the effects of it already in Europe. So this is affecting more than just a small island community of 85,000 people. My heart goes out to those people, and I'm certainly praying for you. That's for sure. But thank you so much for coming along with me to my video. Please remember to like, to comment, to share, and to subscribe. Thank you so much, and God bless.